Hey guys, welcome back! If you haven't seen the last video, go check it out, because it'll help with context, so I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Let's get to it. So, when Frank and I were dating, we would take turns picking where we would eat for dinner, and then what movie we would want to watch. For context, let me say that I am used to home-cooked meals. Both my parents cooked, and they taught me as I grew up how to cook. So it was my turn to pick, so I chose my favorite Indian food restaurant. Now, Indian food is my favorite kind of food. But I kind of forgot that at that particular restaurant, it takes an hour for you to get your food. I could tell that Frank's mood was beginning to sour, and our well of conversation was running dry real fast. So we sat there, in silence. There was a middle-aged couple sitting next to us, and after a little bit, the man looked over and chuckled and said, "Don't worry, it gets better." Clearly he was talking about our relationship. We just kind of looked at him, and my face, I know, just went beet red. And I looked at Frank, and he looked at me, and Frank just kind of chuckled and was like, "Yeah." And then we went back to silently avoiding eye contact. A quick note, if you see a couple struggling for conversation, maybe don't do that. I mean, like, it's totally fine if you want to, like, introduce yourselves and start a conversation and, have fun that way. But if that method doesn't work and they clearly don't want to speak to you, maybe just stick to your own bubble of conversation. Okay, note over. This was not how I thought the date was going to go. I thought we would have loads to talk about. You always hope in a relationship, at least I've always hoped, that there would be no shortage of things that we could talk about. I wanted to be able to talk about anything and everything. And a lull in the conversation is 100% fine and totally normal. But that wasn't what was happening. I think I started to wonder, just a little bit, if this relationship was going to work out. Thankfully our food came, and we were able to pick the conversation back up. So we finished eating, and I suggested that next time, referring to the next time that I would pick our dinner and movie, that instead we could go to my apartment and I could cook us dinner. He was hesitant. "But next time it's my turn to pick." I agreed. Yes, of course. I meant that the next time that I pick, I could maybe make us dinner. And do you know what he said to me? "No thanks." He said it with the most uninterested tone. I stared at him in shock. Was this guy for real? This dude knew that my parents could cook. He knew that they had taught me to cook. So when I offered to cook a meal for us, all he had to say was, "No thanks?" Like, what the heck? Like, "Excuse me, sir. You seem to have dropped this."
Oh, think.
Common sense. Get some. You're welcome. You absolute moron. By all rights, I should have been pissed. But I wasn't mad. I was hurt. I didn't speak to him very much when he drove me home. When I mentioned going to the movie, he said that we'd already missed it, and we were just going to call it a night. This upset me further, not because we missed the movie, because I didn't care about the movie. What I cared about was getting to know each other. We could have spent some time walking and talking in the park, or something. But all he ever wanted to do was go to dinner and then a movie afterwards. That's it. But that gets boring after a while, and we weren't even getting to know each other. I wanted to do something, other than sitting there in silence at a movie for an hour or more. But that was all he seemed to want to do. I was frustrated by this, and it got worse. Any time I would suggest doing something other than watching a movie, he would shoot down the idea immediately. I don't mind going to a movie. I like movies. But it doesn't open up an avenue for discussion, and I wanted that. I wanted to talk about anything and everything, and he just wasn't interested. It was like he didn't care to hear my opinion, and the next time we went on a date, it really showed. Honey, I really think you should get that eye looked at.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like it. We should go.